From home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your Discover your home away from home. Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima, your adventure.
Tunga Nutrition.
Okay.
So Tunga Nutrition is the company that produces for us Hendrix concentrate from Uganda. So people who have used Hendrix concentrate before, they know that initially we were importing these products from Netherlands and from Egypt. But now the good news is that we have a fully furnished plant in Ntinda Industrial in Kampala that produces the different products that you see on the market.
Okay.
As Tunga Nutrition, we produce a lot of products. So we provide animal solutions in terms of nutritional solutions. We produce concentrates
Okay.
for pigs, for poultry, for dairy and other types of animals. We also produce complete feed in form of starter, finisher, and grower. So, and we do a lot of activities, as I've told you. We train farmers, we do farm visits, and the same thing we are doing today. We've come to train, to teach farmers on making good feed.
Okay. So you've talked about Tunga Nutrition Company. Is it only for feeds, for example, the concentrates, or it has another thing that it can provide to the farmers?
Of course, the company has Tunga Nutrition. We provide nutritional solutions. So we deal in very many different products, so long as they are supplementary or they provide nutritional values to the animals. So we not only provide concentrates and feed, but we also have vitamins in the name of Triso. We have acidifiers which help us to maintain water quality. So we have very many products, toxin binders, and very many products that we have for the farmers.
Okay. So there is this farmer that would wish to use your concentrate in chicken, but do you have that company that can provide the high quality chicken, or you have your company can provide things of the kind, the chicks from day one?
Yes. So as service providers for nutrition, we normally prefer working with farmers who have gotten good quality chicks.
Yes.
And because we know chicks, or the genetics of the chicks is one of the pillars of good performance on the farm.
Yes.
So we also value it so much as feed manufacturers and suppliers. So we normally want to see farmers get chicks which are of good quality and are able to produce good results. So currently, as Tunga Nutrition, we partner with a company called Kenchick, which gives us the old chicks, and we support farmers to receive those chicks. So we are a third party. So we support the farmers to get the chicks from Kenchick. So if you visit our depots all over the country, like here in Bunyoro, we have one in Hoima, where you can be able to book chicks and be able to get the chicks for yourself.
So you pattern with Kenchick. Yes. That means you can provide chicks from day one. You provide the feeds.
True.
Yeah. Okay. How can a farmer make complete feed? How can he or she make the feed complete?
Yes, so that is actually a very good question, because It is the biggest challenge that farmers face in their daily activities of farming. Making a complete feed is not an easy task.
But what is a complete feed?
A complete feed,
Hey.
when we say a feed is complete, we don't mean that maybe if we complete in terms of kilograms, complete in terms of maybe bags. So what we mean by a complete feed is that the feed is able to provide what the animal requires for it to grow
Okay.
and thrive and be able also to produce. Either if we are talking about chicken, then it is able to produce eggs, or it is able to grow muscles for broilers.
Okay.
So that is a complete feed. So it should be able to support the needs of the animal. So a complete feed, so if a farmer is going to make a complete feed,
Okay.
he has to know these things that for a feed to be complete, it's like you trying to build a house. So there are different things that you require to come up with a complete house.
Okay.
You require cement, you require
stones.
stones, you require
Iron sheets.
iron sheets, all those things are required. So you put them together to see that you come up with feed. So all those different raw materials you put together to form a complete feed provide what they call nutrients. So it is what we can term to be complete. So if we are talking of a complete feed, it should have vitamins that the animal require. It should have minerals. It should have amino acids and protein within the required amounts of the animal. The energy sources, the carbohydrates and the fats. So if the raw materials should be able to provide all those for us to compound them to make a complete feed. Yes.
Okay.
So now you asked a question: how does a farmer come up with a complete feed?
Yes.
So for a feed to be complete, of course we already know that we need protein, we need carbohydrates. So you need to look out for raw materials that will be able to give you the complete feed. So at Tunga Nutrition, we are able to provide formulations because we produce concentrates. So each concentrate that we provide to you comes with a formula that you follow. So, for example, if you're going to mix feed, let's say for broilers, you'll have to you get the concentrate mixed with the broken maize, and you come up with a complete feed. Okay. So the concentrate comes with all the required protein, the required minerals, the required protein, and vitamins. Then you only just need to look for the energy source, which is maize, broken maize.
Okay.
So you find that for concentrates, people who use concentrate, you have a formula that you follow to come up with a complete feed. For other people who don't use concentrate, they tend also to use premixes. Our mother company, Unga, produces them, and Trial Nutrition in Netherlands produces them. So those premixes are able to provide the minerals and vitamins to which they mix with other raw materials, the soya, the sunflowers, and others to come up with complete feed.
Okay.
Yes.
There are these farmers that are local farmers. Our dear farmers, tukubaza a complete feed, tukubaza abyokulya byenkoko ebyokulya ebihikire kulibwa enkoko biri mu buli kirungo kyona. Nikyo batugambira nti twetaaga vitamins, twetaaga minerals, twetaaga ebyokulya ebikuteeka amaani. Hati I'm talking about this local farmer that is there atakumanya, like he or she doesn't know what are the raw materials that he or she is needed, who or she that needs that he or she needs to start a good feed, a complete feed. Yes. What can he or she use to get a complete
So
feed?
now for a farmer who who is just starting and doesn't have the technicalities of making complete feed. Yeah, so remember, when you're entering the poultry business, because one of the challenges actually farmers face so much is not treating their poultry farming as a business. So if you're going into farming and you're seeing it as a business, so it means you'll have to look out for the best people that supply the feed. So like Tunga Nutrition, we provide complete feed. So for a farmer who cannot easily mix the feed. Now for us, for people who can still mix, they can get the concentrate. But remember I told you, feed is complete when all these other nutrients are able to be gotten. So if you're going to give your chicken only maize bran, no then it will not grow to the potential where it has to reach.
Okay.
So it means that you make sure that every time that when we look at the birds that our grandfathers used to rear, they were on free range.
Okay.
So them being on free range, it means they are able to pick whatever they want. So they pick an insect that gives them protein. They pick a leaf that gives them vitamins. They go and pick a maize grain that gives them energy. So they themselves, they make the complete feed themselves. But if you're going to keep the chicken in-house as a business, then you have to embrace the new technologies of mixing feed. If you can't do it for yourself, there are feed millers around who can mix for you the feed. And most of the feed millers that we give our concentrate are able to mix feed for people who can't mix for themselves.
Okay. So before we go very far, can you please give us the ratio of the layers? We start with the layers, then we come to the broilers, chicken, of your concentrate.
So if we are to talk about ratios, then
using your concentrate.
Yeah, so using our concentrate, we can spend the whole day here.
No, in simple terms, because you told me the concentrate comes with all minerals, apart from the energy, which is
energy and protein.
The protein.
Protein.
So I want you only to tell, maybe for example, you told me you need 300 kilograms of broken maize. I'm giving an example. You'll need maize bran this and the concentrate. That is enough.
Okay. So if you're going to mix for layers, as I've told you, there is what they call nutritional requirements. So each stage has its own formula.
So you talk about the starter. The starter comes complete. It will come. You give it as it is.
Starter comes complete, but still you can also make some starter using concentrate.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I told you we can spend the whole day here. So we have starter, grower. Then finisher is for broilers. If we are go into layers, then there is pre-lay, layer 1 and layer 2. So basing on the feeding phases that someone prefers to use.
Okay.
So, but let's take an example of a layer feed that we mix using our concentrate, especially let's say 20%. So a person who is using our layer 20%, Hendrix layer 20%, will need a bag of 50 kilograms.
So your bag of concentrate is always 50
is 50 kilograms.
Okay.
So a bag of 50 kilograms will mix for you 49. You mix it with 49 kilograms of maize, 139 kilograms of maize bran, 22 kilograms of lime. That one will give us a total of 250 kilograms of feed. So that will be complete feed using our concentrate.
So I know you have a rough estimate. After compiling all that feed that you have given us, how much will it cost? Because as farmers, we mind more of the costs. And we are here to manage the costs of these feeds on the farm. So just estimate, how much will it cost?
So, we normally talk about the cost per kilogram of the feed you've mixed.
Okay, so how much?
So maybe before I answer that question, I need to remind farmers that Normally, when we go to the market to buy concentrates, we normally look at the prices of concentrates. And when they mention this concentrate is expensive, you move away, you go to another, forgetting that that concentrate comes with a formula. And when you observe the formula, like for Hendrix concentrates, all the concentrates use more maize bran than maize, and maize bran is cheaper than maize. So you find that even if the concentrate is expensive, the feed that you mix turns out to be actually cheaper because you're using cheaper raw materials to mix. So on the cost per kilogram of the feed that you've mixed really varies depending on the prices of raw materials that we have on the market. So if we look at the current prices of raw materials, maize currently is costing between 1,500 to 1,700.
Yeah.
And maize bran is costing between 1,000 to 1,200.
Yes.
So you find that if you're looking at those, because they are the main raw materials we use in our concentrate, they will determine the price of the final product that you're mixing. So you find that currently, the last time I calculated using those prices, you find our feed is costing around 1,550 shillings. So for a layer farmer, there you will be able to break even and actually make some profits.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. After that, that is a very good thing. You should learn how to mix. So which advice are you giving that very farmer that is not using concentrate? Because remember, we have these local farmers that are just starting. They're used of free range system. But right now, maybe they are starting up with some 100, 200 birds. Which advice are you giving them? That are not mixing feeds, that just buying, maybe for example, the maize brand that is called chachu, and they give it to the chicken. Which advice can you give to them?
Yes, so the advice I can give them is that for you to benefit from this business that you're entering in, you have to be dedicated and to look at what is really required to raise these birds.
Okay.
So normally I compare myself to some people when I'm explaining this, is that if I'm not wrong, I could be older than you, Raymond, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I could be older than you, but a little bit smaller than you. Isn't it?
Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, so if I'm smaller than you but older than you, so we ask ourselves what went wrong. So if I'm genetically okay, but maybe when I was growing up, your father fed you with milk, or your mother fed you with milk, but my mother fed me with what? With posho. So it is the same thing that when you're raising these birds is to provide them with the best. And you can only find the best with the people who have done research and put up the best products on the market, and that is Tunga Nutrition.
Okay.
So we provide you nutritional solutions. So you find that even if you've grown your 100 birds, but with the right feed, they will reach the market at the right time, at the right weight, which you're able to sell and get profits. Instead of you going for cheaper options, then birds don't grow and you end up not selling them on time. So I normally tell people that cheap doesn't mean low cost, because you'll find that you'll need only 2.5 kilograms to raise a chicken of 2 kilograms using concentrate. But you'll find if you're using other raw materials without the concentrate, you'll use like 4 kilograms of feed to raise a 2 kilogram chicken. So you find that you've been using cheaper options, but you require a lot of a bigger quantity of that option to grow up to the size the other person is growing.
Okay. At that exact point, remember we are on managing feeds on a poultry, managing cost of feeds on a poultry farm.
Yeah, true.
Engeri y'okumanagingamu price omuhendo gw'ebyokulya by'enkoko afaamu yaabwe. On that very point, let us first go on a commercial break. We shall come back soon. Please keep watching.
Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today.
This is LKM Television and it is Farmer's Voice. Eiraka ly'omulimi. Hano mu LKM Television ulina nyowe Remona tugonza kandi kyaletu funewo omugisa mu hostingirege Dr. from Tunga Nutrition Uganda, Dr. Sam Taibwa. Nambaye tukangirege tubege ntubaza materials ey'okukora eyikwetagisibwa kukutabura concentrate kuruga mu kampuni eno. Kyonka tuhagenzere harayira muno meni nsaba kaguza, how can a farmer maximize the cost of a feed? Farmer omulimi asota ku reducing sente zakuteeka mu byokulya ebyenkoko.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raymond, for that question, because I think it is the main
thing.
reason why we are here to explain to the farmers as how they can manage the costs on the farm to see that they minimize the cost
and they get high profits.
They optimize performance and maximize profits. So I know what I'm going to mention is actually not new to the farmers.
Yes.
But it is just a few things that they have been overlooking. And they normally miss out, but they are very key when it comes to managing costs on the farm. So first of all, I started by saying that for you to benefit from this farming business, you need to start with the mentality that I'm running a business. So if you have the mentality that you're running the business, then it means you need to take measures to see that your profits are coming in.
Okay.
Reduce the losses. So what we need to know is that when we talk about feed, it is very crucial because feed account for 70% of the costs on the farm.
Okay.
So meaning it takes the biggest chunk of the costs on the farm. And for a farmer to be happy, it is better actually you reduce that percentage down than 70 towards 60s and 50s if possible. So you need to narrow down those costs.
Okay.
Because for example, if you're going to, let's say, spend 100,000 on managing a farm, you'll find that you're spending 70,000 on feed. So you need to reduce that. So many farmers miss out because they don't follow formulations. So we've said that cheap will never be a low cost. Yeah, so if you don't follow the formulations that the service providers give you, it means you're going to have poor performance. And so you're using a high cost of feed, but the output is going to be low. Or you're trying to minimize the costs of the feed, but compromising with the formulation. At the end of the day, you'll not have good production. So follow the right formulations, then have good production, which will offset the cost of the feed. Then the other thing that farmers normally fail to do is to look out for good raw materials. Good quality raw materials. Because if you source for good quality raw materials, it means you're going to make good quality feed.
Okay.
And good quality feed will give better performance, meaning you're getting more eggs.
More eggs.
Yeah, so which will again offset the cost of the feed. So then the other thing is there are some areas where farmers miss, like in a poultry house. You have spillages happening. You have feeders. You're using small feeders for adult birds which come in and kick the feeders, and the feed ends up pouring on the ground. So we normally recommend 120 grams of feed per bird per day for those which are laying. So you find that a bird which is supposed to take 120, it is taking 100 grams, and those 100 grams will not be enough for production. So one way you can cut costs on your farm is to minimize spillages which are happening in the house, because all that feed is ending up in the litter and it is taken out, but you spent money on it. So you're losing money into the litter.
Okay.
So it is better that you minimize so provide the right equipment on the farm to see that you minimize wastages.
So our dear viewers, hano ekyageza tugamba mbu aloho otuteeke emmere mu feeders nabala enkoko ziriira ebintu emmere needoomoka nsi. Jjukira emmere bwekudoomoka nsi, jjukira emmere egyo giteeramu essente kikonka kandi enkoko tezigiriire. So that is spoilage, okuba ogisiisire kandi ending up n'ogidooma aheeru. So producing a cost kujjukira ojja kuba noyongeza n'okugula emmere endi kandi noyongeramu essente. So twehalemu ne emmere kudoomoka kandi kasiisi kale enkoko zitagiriire. That was the main point there. So ekyo tukyegendezemu nuko tusobole kuganyulwamu akumaliira. So please, Mr. Raiwa, can you continue, please?
Yes, so still on managing costs, there is, when we visit farms and we reach the stores where they keep feed, so you find the rats are playing. It is a playground for rats. You find that there is a lot of feed raw materials, the maize, the chachu, and everything is poured on the ground. But all those raw materials were purchased with what? With money. And when you're balancing the books, it shows those materials entered the store, but they never came out to go to do what? To enter into a poultry house to be utilized by the bird. So you find that you need to manage your store as well through putting spacing the raw materials well, storing them on a raised platform. Like you need pallets such that you can easily control the rats. You can also control spoilage of feed, because feed which is spoiled, either you discard it or you give it to the birds and the birds fall sick.
True.
So if the birds are falling sick, then you have to treat. So
So
for you
another
to
cost.
minimize costs on the farm, which are actually stemming from feed because you give spoiled feed to the birds, or feed which is already molded, which has made the birds fall sick. So you find that you need to do a lot of treatments, yet you can control the problem from your store.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are some of the areas that farmers need to look at. The other thing is we have some farmers who overfeed,
Too much feed.
too much feeding. So
Nohereza
they,
enkoko zaabwe
Yeah.
ebyokulya bingi.
yeah, they don't know that there is a specific amount of feed that birds are able to receive per day,
Okay.
especially for layers. So you find that some farmers are feeding 150 grams per bird per day, yet it is supposed to receive about 130 or 120. So you find that, yeah, with time, those additional grams you're putting in are going to turn out into kilograms. Kilograms turn out into tons of feed. So at the end of the day, when you go to balance, you've actually given excess feed which has not been utilized by the birds, which has been lost through droppings.
Okay.
Yet you could have actually managed that loss. So the other thing is, when we are going to the market, we should remember that you look for feed which is actually going to give you what you want at a low cost. But don't go for a low cost because it is low cost. I will give you an example, is that currently on the market, Hendrix concentrate is the most expensive concentrate.
How much? By the way,
On
we
the
didn't talk
market.
about we didn't talk about the cost of that concentrate.
The cost of a concentrate.
Yes.
Of course, it varies from one area to another depending on
Transport.
logistics and all that.
Okay.
So, but I will tell you, in most of the areas, Hendrix is the most expensive when you're buying it from the shops. But when you reach at home, it is the cheapest.
Okay.
So you will ask yourself, how is it possible? I explained it earlier, that all our concentrates have been made with high levels of research, that you're able to use a low quality feed, which is a raw material, which is maize bran, a lot of it than maize. And in all cases, or in most cases, you'll find maize bran at a lower cost than maize.
The maize.
But you have good production. Yes.
Okay. Hano bagezeho tugamba mbu tuleme kuwahura ebyokulya byaitu mu store zaitu kandi alimu embeba n'ebintu ebindi ebijja bisiisa kubanga kandi twakaireza enkoko zaitu ebyokulya bisiisikaire tujakuba nti affectinga production yazo bwekuba enkoko nekweza amawole jaggasala bwenkoko eri yenyama nekolake negasala kandi twalora mbu concentrate ye kampuni yaitu eno niyo ekusinga kuba expensive mu duuka bati bwe tukuyija kuno mukatu tutabula ebyokuli kandi netubeerera cheap water abakuba ekutabula ebyokulya byeyongeireho nogenda abirisa enkoko zaabwe kurungi kandi mbwire bweyongeiremu kuba nikimanyisa okuba osazire costs kitakutiinisa kugenda ogakisanga haiguru neyo nesingayo kandi kakutinisa agigura kyonka banza olole yeri expensive ekutabula byokulya ebikwingananka ebyokulya ebyo birungo ki ebiri mu concentrate konja kwesanga aliyo concentrate eri cheaper kyonka ebirungo ebiri bitakwinganengana ebirungo ebiri mwenu ekino kiri kikulu muno boko bogenze yaduka gura so takagenze ara muno I would like to ask Mr. Tayebwa, where can I get the concentrate? Like for example, ndi Masindi. Let me hope olunyolo oluhura. For example, ndi Masindi. Ndi mulimi. Nina kafamu nina kale nkulimiro muka. Sorry, nkurundiro muka. Nina bukoko wange bikumi bibiri za maudi. Nkwenda agura layers concentrate. This is mine. There is a question from me. Nkwenda agura layers concentrate. Ngisange nka. Nkwenda ngisange nka mu Masindi eyikira Masindi. Na sente zinga.
Okay, so let me also use the Runyoro Erito.
Okay.
So wokuba nosera Hendrix, akarongo ka Hendrix.
Yes.
Mwihanga lyona nosakafuna. Wokuba twina amaduka buli hamu, buli region zona, buli district zona. Wakobataro mu iduka lya Tunga Nutrition nka company. Ojja kusanga mu eduka lya Champrisa. Champrisa is our distributor.
Champrisa
International.
Okay.
Champrisa International abafuna formula zaitu. Most cases mwija kusanga nti zirekega mu Champrisa International who is the distributor. So okubota sangira amaduka gatunga ojja kusanga ga Champrisa oba ojja kusanga agents.
Okay.
Ba feed millers, ba drug shops. Abakubitunde byokulya beti hati nga mu Masindi hano tuyine agent otukolagana nawe bamweta vet care Masindi.
Vet care.
Yes,
okay.
Vet care Masindi. Okugenda Hoima tuyine odipe yaitu mu Hoima eyatunga nutrition ekusupply nga Bunyoro region yona. Then no mutawuni omu tuyine mu still ba agents abakututundira City Feeds, Chitara Feeds, we have Animal Feeds Center, Hoima. So we have very many agents in the area. We've got people in Kakomiro, Kagadi who sell our products. We have the Kagadi Fed Center. So we have Lydia in Kagadi, so those people sell for us those products. You can be able to get them. Now for the price, you find the price where you buy from, because it really varies, as I've told you.
It varies.
Basing on logistics. Because a person who is getting Hendrix in Kampala cannot get at the same price as the person in Masindi.
Okay.
So they add in a little transport to bring the product around.
Okay. Then that means if you're in Masindi, you can get this concentrate on vet care.
Yeah, Vet care Masindi.
Vet care Masindi.
All our concentrates are there.
You'll find them there at a very affordable price. Don't get scared of the price in the shop, but look at the amount of feed you're going to get and the content in it.
Exactly.
Let us first go to the commercial break. Remember, it is Farmer's Voice on Elkem Television with me, Raymond Atugonza. Today we are delighted to have Mr. Samuel, Dr. Samuel Tayebwa. Let us come back.
Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today.
Hello, our dear viewers. Welcome back from that commercial break. Remember, it is Farmer's Voice, Eiraka, Diomulimi. Nambali turora, nambali tubaza habi obulimi. Whether okulima ebyokulya, whether oli mu kulunda, kyonna tukireeta hano tukibazawo. Osa kuteekawo comment n'otugambira omuntu w'okwenda tukugalukire kuleetera mu kushegarukawo oba omuntu wenyina otuchayize noyenda tumugaruke tumuleete notugambire kyokwenda tunyumyewo nawo. Leero tutungirego omugisa tuchayizege Dr. Sam Tayewa from Tunga Nutrition Uganda. Nambaye tukangirege hali tujja kujja tugaruke mbekaguze tukagwize ha platform yaitu Godfrey Mugisha webale muno kuturora. Letitia Nyangoma akagwize, what are the benefits of formulating your own poultry feed versus buying a commercial feed? Kinumbu birungi kebiri mukukora emmere yawe, mixing emmere yawe nkai w'omuntu. Okusinga gura emmere eri mix kubanga aliba abantu abatunda emmere eri mixed already. Birungi kebiri mukumixinga yo mixing emmere yawe. Ebikusinga no kandi no mixinga ogure biri already mixed.
So I'm assuming that she's talking about mixing with concentrate.
Yes, mixing with concentrate.
Yes, so the advantage of the farmer mixing his own feed is it has a lot of advantages. One, you have control of the raw materials that you're adding in to form the feed. So you know the quality, you know the quantity they are mixing for you. Unlike when you leave other people to mix for you, you don't know if let's say Hendrik says, let us mix in soya 50 kilograms, and since soya is expensive these days, someone can choose to put 30, and maybe the rest they put maize bran. So at least you have control of the quality and the quantities you're mixing in. The other thing is, whenever you buy already mixed feed, it means an extra cost is going to be added on that feed.
Okay.
They are to cater for mixing. So if the person is using a mixer which uses electricity, he has to add the electricity cost. So when you mix your own feed on the farm, you reduce that cost of mixing for you. because there are some people who add also the cost of the bag that they are going to add there for you. So you find that, yeah, a person who mixes their own feed on the farm, so even if you have issues, you know where to start.
From.
Yeah, if birds are not performing, you know what exactly you did. Because when you buy already mixed feed from people who are not reputable, because at least for us, we produce complete feed. And we are sure that at least what we put on the market is actually good. Because we have machines which test all those things, all the feed that we put on the market.
Okay.
And at the same time, we are controlled by UNBS.
Okay.
So we put quality on the market. So if you're buying from other people who are not certified, then you might have issues with feed quality. But at home, you can try to control.
To control it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Namugera Sharon has said thank you for the show, and she has asked, how can alternative feed ingredients help in reducing feed costs?
So yeah, alternative feed. So if I'm to look at poultry, we have alternatives, of course. But when you go into high production, normally we stick on conventional, conventional feeds, formulas that we know, because we know they are going to provide high quality and high performance.
Okay.
But if you choose to supplement, there are materials that we can use. But remember, I told you, if you're going for those raw materials, the things that we look at, the nutritional value, what does it contain? For example, we've seen very many farmers use black soldier fly to supplement their feeding.
What is black soldier fly?
Black soldier fly is an insect, so it provides protein. So it can be an alternative source of protein. So if you're going to use it in formulations, let's say for Hendrix, to supplement the Hendrix formulation. So in most cases, we advise the farmers to bring the black soldier fly. We first analyze it. We know how much you're supposed to include in the formula, because each raw material provides. Because when you're choosing a raw material, we normally look at very many things. We look at the nutritional value, the price. It's unfortunate that most of the alternative sources of feed are either expensive than what we use currently, or are not easy to get.
Okay.
And you also find, because cassava can also be an alternative source. But how easy can you get cassava? How much is a kilogram of cassava? So we look at very many things when you're choosing an alternative source of feed. So because price is key when you're making feed, because you have to break even. So the alternatives are there, but are just supplementary, not replacing the already raw materials which are there.
Okay. Karim Abdul is watching from Hoima. He has said, thank you, Dr. Sam. And he also asked, how does the age and breed of poultry affect feed consumption and the cost?
That is a very, very good question. So it shows that Karim is following, and he maybe is a serious farmer.
Yes.
Yeah, because age and breed, they feed and feed cost vary so much. So you find if you're comparing breeds, broilers and layers, much as we grow broilers at a very short period of time, but they consume a lot of feed. And their feed in most cases has a lot of protein and energy. So the higher the protein the sources, the more expensive the feed becomes. So you'll always find that the rations for broilers are a little bit more expensive compared to the rations of layers.
Okay.
Because the requirements of the broilers is they want to grow faster, so they have higher concentration of those nutrients which are required to grow. Then when it comes to age, yes, smaller birds eat less, bigger birds eat more. So for broilers, we normally tell farmers don't measure for them feed.
Give
So
them.
yeah, from day one, give them. When they finish, add more. When they finish, add more. For layers,
You measure.
we measure. We provide guidelines, the management guides, which you follow weekly to come up with feed. So a person who gives you chicks should be really be able to give you a feeding program for the chicks.
Okay.
Mm.
Patrick has said hello. We really thank you for watching and thanks for your comments. We really appreciate. What percentage of your total poultry expenses goes to feed? Okay. We are missing Joshua, okay? Karim, does they have a branch in Bunyoro? The branch in Bunyoro, they told you it is on Commercial Street in Masindi shop. It
Yes,
is-
so yeah, we also have in Hoima, our biggest shop, the depot.
Yeah, the
is in
depot is in Hoima.
Opposite Boma Grounds.
Okay.
At the corner of Coronation Road.
But you can also get it in Kitara Feed Store in Passe Street, Masindi. Passe Street, hali ya Kitara Feeds. Nabo balinaho concentrate zaabwe ziriho okusobola kuzeefunirawo. Mwebale muno kutulora. Then can you leave behind your contact?
My contact in the comment section, I mention it out. Okay. So my contact, Dr. Sam Taewa, the WhatsApp contact is 0752
0752
16
16
57
57
18.
18.
Yes, so you'll be able to get me via calls and WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
What time should they call?
Calling,
Anytime?
of course, beyond 8 p.m., I don't normally pick new numbers.
Why? It is non-office time.
Yeah, non-office time, and also it is time dedicated
To a
myself and my family,
True.
and sometimes, of course, crucial work.
Okay. So this is the time that you are supposed to tell us akatalekeka. Akatalekeka.
Yes.
What do you have for us?
So
as
a
farmers?
Katerekeka, which I had reserved for the last. Tunga Nutrition, as I've told you in the beginning, is dedicated to grow with the farmers, just like our slogan and